Good morning, everybody, and we're so glad to have you here with us on the farm because today is the last step of hatching out your own chicks. But first, before I start showing you how to clean your incubator, let's go out and check on those chicks. Hey Abby, which one's your favorite?
That one.
The one in the corner?
Yeah, that one.
Good choice.
He's my favorite because, well, one, he's Lavender Orpington and they're adorable. And the Lavender Orpingtons are my favorite because they like to climb too, and I love to climb.
Okay, so those chicks were really cute, but they made a really big mess in this incubator. So let's go ahead and get that cleaned up. There's a few things you're gonna need before you get started. First, you're gonna need an empty spray bottle. I put equal parts vinegar and water in this, and this is for sanitizing after we clean it. You're gonna need a sponge that I only use for incubating, or a rag, and your trusty dishwashing liquid. So let's get started. Now, I have one of these styrofoam incubators, okay, just like this, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen these. But this whole process works with any kind of incubator. You still need to get the dirt off, you still need to sanitize it when you're done. All right, so here is what the inside of our incubator currently looks like. It's got water in the bottom, so when you move this around, try to make sure that you don't spill water everywhere because it's really yucky. And then there's a tray that I'm gonna start with, and we're gonna clean that first. The only thing I've done so far is take out the egg shells. All right, let's get going. You're gonna need nice hot water. You're gonna start with the tray on the top. All right, that's pretty good. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there are a couple little places that are still dirty. For those parts, I like to either use a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, or maybe a toothpick to get in between the little tiny crevices and get all of that gunk out. So let's do that. All right, now on to that next part. This is really yucky, guys. All right, that looks pretty good, so we're gonna set it over to the side to dry. All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and do my egg turner. Be very careful, this does have mechanical parts and we obviously don't wanna get this wire wet or any of this part wet. Okay, so be very careful. Just really quick, this doesn't actually get that dirty, but we do want to make sure it's sanitized before we start incubating our chicks again. Okay, last but not least, the top. Now, this has a lot of wires and mechanical parts that we do not want to get wet. So I'm going to squeeze my rag out very carefully, and I'm just going to wipe over the whole thing, top and bottom. So you're going to take each part of your incubator and you're going to spray it thoroughly with the vinegar and water solution so to sanitize it and get all of the germs. All right, and now very carefully go ahead and spray this part too, just not in this area. Now, while we leave that part to dry completely, let me show you the next part. Alright guys, here we are back at the brooder. So this part you will do before the chicks are hatched. And I did this for the other half of the brooder that the chicks are already in. So in order to prepare for the next batch of chicks, I'm going to go ahead and clean this side so that it's all nice and sanitized and ready to go. So let's show you how to do that. Alright guys, so here we are looking inside of our brooder here. It obviously needs to be cleaned. This used to have our quickly growing group of Bantams in there, but they're going to their new home, and I'm going to clean this up and get it ready for the next batch of chicks. Here's our other sweet babies over there taking a nap. Okay guys, so for this next part, it's my personal preference to wear gloves. So what I'm going to start doing is taking out all the old shavings, and then I will show you how we're going to clean everything, and we're going to sanitize it just like we did the incubator. And I'm pulling all the shavings out and I'm putting them in this big bucket, okay? I'm not just throwing them on the floor, which is what it's going to look like. Alright, so as you can see, this got most of the dirt out, but I'm going to actually use our hand vacuum to do this next step to make sure that we get all of the broken down food and junk at the bottom. Okay, so there are a few yucky spots left, and I'm just going to scrub those with the same Scrub Daddy that I was using earlier. Okay, that's pretty good. So the last step is I'm going to use that same solution that we were using earlier on the incubator, and I'm going to generously spray this around the entire section of the brooder, okay? Okay, now that that last step is done, the only thing we have left to do is wait for it to dry, and then I'll put new shavings in and it'll be totally ready for that next round of chicks. But to prepare for the next batch of chicks, well guys, I hope you found this video helpful, and I can't wait for you to join me on the farm again soon. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye guys.